Okay, let's kick things off. Welcome back, everybody, to Ian Streams. This is Ian. I'll be streaming tonight. If you're tuning in to watch Versus Systems, sorry again. Kyle is out of town this week, although I heard rumor that he might actually be stopping into our chat this evening, so that might be exciting. But in lieu of cards, I will be resuming playing Dungeonmans, which is a series we started, wow, about 6 weeks ago now. So I'm probably going to be a little rusty. Probably lost some muscle memory here, but I do know this game pretty well. So we ought to be able to pick up about where we left off. And I did watch the last stream of this game to get sort of reminded what we were doing and took some notes, and I can talk about that a little bit, in a little bit. So hang on, let me make sure that my windows just jumped all around. I'm going to make sure we're still streaming and everything is copacetic here. It looks like everything's going okay. So let's jump back in. We were playing the adventures of Guy in a continent we named Unimportant Continent. So let's do that. Oops. Am I deleting an academy? Yeah, that's not what you want. I want to load a game. Haha! That was almost disastrous. Glad for the confirmation dialogue. So yeah, this is what we're resuming. So I would like to just take a quick stock of my gear here, because I noticed last week that, well, I am forgetting all my keyboard shortcuts. I noticed last week that I was a little tired when we were playing and I made some mistakes. Also, it's a little tricky to stream and keep the chat going and focus on what I'm doing, which is okay for this game because it's a little passive and I know it pretty well. Of course, we are trying to do the one-man's run, which could mean that it could turn disastrous if I'm not too careful. But one of the mistakes I made is... Oh, interesting, I have a lot of gear. I didn't expect to. That's strange. One of the mistakes I made is I tossed some gear that I actually wanted to keep. It looks like I might not have actually done that. That's fascinating. This was what I was worried about. So, yeah, everything I was about to say is no longer relevant. But I did pass up some useful upgrades accidentally. Most notably, we're wearing gloves that are absolutely not useful for our build. We're wearing shoulders, a complete tier behind the rest of our gear. We're looking for a pair of rings that we haven't found yet, that are called Rings of Sorcericity. That's going to help with mana regen. And what's the other thing I got here? Oh, and the weapon. And the weapon, we were going to... I need a weapon upgrade, but I might have the start of one here. So as you can see, this is a Tier 2 weapon that came pre-enchanted with 2d4 cold damage. So it doesn't have the damage resist of my current weapon, but I can use some enchant scrolls and make this a little better, and that won't be such a bad thing to use instead. Let me actually see if we have replacement gloves or anything. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we lucked out that I didn't accidentally melt this stuff down last week. So let me put this on. Shoulders we don't have. These are technically +1 over our... no, they're identical to our current pair. Here we go. That's some better shoulders. We might be able to solve all our problems right away. Better than our current gear. Maybe I just didn't look at the gear as I was shutting down last week. That's entirely possible. We don't want to use that. So we'll just do a gear pass here real quick. That, and we are going to try to... I'll equip that weapon first so that it's easy to know which one to upgrade. And then we're going to actually use some of our better enchant scrolls this time. So there's 3 tiers of enchant scrolls. Last time we streamed, we used some bolster weapon scrolls, which is the lowest tier, to boost the enchant on the weapon we were using. This week, if we have it, we'll use some... Oh, we actually don't have any fortify weapon scrolls. That's interesting. We have fortify armor, but not fortify weapons. So fortify armor is the 2nd tier. But we still could use some improvements, so I'm going to use the remainder of my bolster weapon scrolls on this and start using that instead of the weapon we were previously using. Excuse me a second, I'm actually going to text one of my friends here. Not text, but send an instant message to a friend who said he was going to tune in tonight. I'm not seeing any chat, so hopefully that's not an issue on my end. Looks like I've got no viewers, so that's right. So anyway, using the scroll of bolster weapon is what we're doing. So you see that had 2d4 cold damage, now it has 2d4 cold damage plus 1d3 fire damage. And we're going to use the other one, and this will be our new weapon. Not notified by email, sorry. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm just getting caught up because it's been like 6 weeks since we played. I was concerned because I thought I accidentally trashed a bunch of gear that I was going to use, and it turns out I didn't. I didn't trash it. I actually forgot to trash my gear last week. So we just did a couple of gear upgrades, and then we're going to go back to dungeon crawling. Did I even spend my proofs of strength last week? Maybe I didn't. Did I even turn them in? Let's do a quick pass on everything just to make sure. Okay, no relics, which means I turned everything in. And then let's see what the trainer says. I have lots of stuff, so let's spend that. I must have left in a hurry. So we're gonna... Boy, you know, I feel like I did this, so I wonder if I had a save issue there where it just didn't save when I quit. Maybe that's the case. Oh, other thing possibly to mention is that since we played last, there was a patch to this game. I read the patch notes, and I don't think there's going to be anything that affects us. Oops, I actually failed to exit the academy here. I don't think there's going to be anything that affects us. The patch notes said there's a new overworld map, but that's not referring to this. I think you can actually bring up a mini-map screen when you're on the map. I think this is the new overworld map. And it does look at a glance a lot better than it used to. There used to be a lot of like stuff writing over each other. This looks like it's making it nice and clean and sorted. Oh look, and you can filter by stuff. Fancy. Anyway, we don't use the map hardly at all. We're gonna go back, and we had just done the lower portion of a tower. I'm actually gonna walk over near where the tower was, but we didn't finish the tower. Oh, these are trivial dungeons I haven't destroyed yet, so let's get some more free loot. There's the tower. So we started and we did the lower floors of this tower, which is now adventurous for us. It was dangerous when we went in because we gained a level in there. But we didn't beat the boss because the boss was too tough for us at the time. The boss is still going to be too tough for us. So we're going to ignore that tower for now. And we're going to come down to... Oops. We're going to have a random encounter first. And as you recall, we were making kind of this broken build here, and we've mostly got it broken already. This is not good, actually. I'm in a kind of a pickle. Oh dear. Let's not end our adventures already. Hopefully I have a champion potion. I do. So I'll use the champion potion. Do I have enough to fire one of these guys off? I think so. Okay, that should buy us enough time to get back in the swing of things here. Part of the problem is, I think the staff I just picked, yeah, it's frostbound, which you can see just below. That's the first word below the icon there on the left. Frostbound means it does ice damage, and this is an ice caster. So we're going to have trouble killing ice creatures for a while. So we'll make up for it by using our other skills like Lava Lance here. And there are better fire skills that we'll be taking later. There's a champion on this encounter. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever encountered a champion in... Getting badly injured again. In a random encounter. I can't teleport, or maybe I can. Concentrate here for a second while I take care of this slightly overwhelming encounter. I'm really dealing 6 damage to this? Oh, did she steal my champion status? That's interesting. I wonder if she did. She might be a normal Trixonometrix that swapped stats with me when I used that champion push in there. She's not actually a champion. That's never happened to me before either, so let's see what happens here. That's interesting. So I guess the best strategy is just waste time until that wears off. Say how much rounds is left? I can't tell. Only like 10 rounds, or 20 maybe. Maybe I broke something doing that. This game is buggy. So we're gonna ignore her and leave, because that's probably the best thing to do. So weird. Oh, I did do damage and it stuck that time. Alright, she's taking damage for real. Maybe just the effect is orphaned. And yeah, she didn't drop any champion stuff. So she was definitely a normal caster. That's crazy. Note to self. Take care using champion potions when those guys are around. Alright. Out of this encounter. Back to the overworld. So in our Legend stream, I was thinking I was going to do this tower, but that looks like a dangerous tower next. So there were some... There's an ordinary dungeon over here. That is... Oh, that's also dangerous. Interesting. We have nothing that's adventurous again? We do have kind of a strange continent generation going on right now, where we were having trouble getting appropriately leveled dungeons. And I believe there's a method to go into town and talk to barkeepers to actually generate more dungeons, but I don't think we should need to play around with that. Alright, so we're back in mundane territory. Let's see. Adventurous. Then we go into dangerous. We're back in adventurous. That's adventurous, but that's not the type we want. Boy. Lots of encounters we can't avoid. And that's trivial. It's funny how swingy these difficulties can be sometimes. And now we're in adventurous and dangerous. I think Chris is going to be joining us tonight, Casey. I see that he's playing Final Fantasy. I actually messaged him. I have no mana. How did that happen? Oh, I forgot I know Necromancy I should be using. Trying to go up. I usually go right. Right usually seems to be a path of low resistance. Alright, well, we're gonna go in the ordinary dungeon. That's dangerous, which is, again, higher than the difficulty we usually want, but we're kind of pressed for options, so let's do it. Oops. Why can't I do this? I can't afford it. Interesting. This I can afford. Again, it is always my preference to explore everywhere in a dungeon, even though that's very unnecessary. Just how I play games. Oh, nice. So, this is an environment, which means there's a champion blacksmith here. So you'll see there's like weapon racks and clothing and stuff, and I can open them and they count as treasure chests. And then beyond this door will be a champion. So we'll go fight that champion here in a moment. Let's get our shardstorm up. Easy peasy, and they drop a lot of materials. I got a unique item. What did I get? Seeds of Tangled Dreams. With text about another game. I don't think these actually do anything. Cool. We just got a rare drop that just mentions this other game. Oh, good for him. Oh, these guys are ice creatures too. So let's burn them. Now that's a fire creature. Let's use some necromancy here. Oops. And this is a champion with an aura. And you didn't get close enough to use it. Oh, looks like those things drop often. I just got another pair. Sly advertising campaign. Careful. Let's not do that. Alright, we gained another level, so this is gonna be probably the last of our super broken build. The last key point, and that is we're going to upgrade our dread crafting here so we can build grave mooks. And grave mooks are a skeleton army, and we're never going to use mostly again. We're always going to use the skeleton army, so we're just going to replace that skill in our tree here. The skeleton army is great, and I'm only going to use it for really crazy situations. This might be such a situation. I'll just show it off anyway. So, skeleton grave mooks spend... Oh dear. I just took a lot of damage there. I need to be careful. They spend all of your... What are these called? Dead pulses? And each one becomes skeleton. And you usually get some fighter types and some archers types. And I've also got some of these like really crappy skeletons. But as you level, the skeletons get more powerful, so they always remain kind of useful. What just happened? Oh, okay. That worked as I expected. Am I bleeding or anything? I don't know why I'm at risk. I'm going to take a health potion, just in case. Fighting an ice creature again. But you can friendly fire them, as I just killed that one with a fire spell to get the ice creature. So, level 9 is about where I would first consider... Well, 8's a possibility. Our gear isn't really ahead of the curve. Jakes. Level 9 is about where I want to be to actually do the first major story mission in this game. So we might do that at the end of this dungeon, depending on where we are. Let's deal with this champion with some more grave books. So these dudes tank for me and do a little extra melee damage. Gosh. having a lot of close calls here. I guess that's what I get for going into a dangerous dungeon, which is now just adventurous risk because we did level. So my big bamf still cooling down yet? I'm gonna use that again. Get out of the pinch here. What happened? Why didn't it happen? Oh, it is not cooled down. Loot everywhere. Let's see how we're doing here. It's a big dungeon too. Those worms have lots of hit points. I actually have not been able to use Shardstorm as much as I want because I don't have the regen rings yet. Oh, gosh. And everywhere? I think so. Nope, a little bit more over here. I think Chris just woke up. He might be joining us momentarily. Oh gosh, stop. Stop. Stop killing me. Fortunately, those slimes are fire creatures, so they go down really fast with our new staff. I'm just taking butt tons of damage. Is my armor crap? Maybe that's what's going on here. I should be careful. I'll drink my last healing potion here. Oops, that was the upstairs exit. Boy, I am rusty. Hi, Chris. Thanks for joining the stream. Chris is here. I'm going to move this chat because it's actually not where I can see it. Did that screw up the stream any? Looks okay. Stupid bees. Alright, where am I going? Where's the downstairs? Oh. I had the right idea. I stopped too soon. Back to dangerous. Oh, good. Teleporters. Teleporters we don't like. We just got teleported. I wonder where. Not far. It's never far. The problem is sometimes loot spawns on the teleporter, so in order to get this money, I might not be able to get the money. Oop, what was that? Yeah. Oh well. It's not like I need money. I have lots of money. So those enemies, I realize I haven't been talking about the enemies so much. Those enemies are called Trigers, which I think is really clever because they're a tiger on top of a tiger on top of a tiger. And they're very dangerous because they have an attack that hits you for melee damage like 8 times or something. They can really eat up your life quickly. And the higher level versions of them are very scary. Low level ones are okay because they don't have very many hit points. Something secret nearby, huh? More wells. We've been finding a lot of wells this game. Well, let's drink the wells. Haha. Well, let's drink them. Resources recovery. Extra damage. These are good wells so far. Monsters. So here's another good use of our grave mooks here. Go get him, grave mooks. Who's the champion? It's a builder bee, which is not that scary. I'm still gonna teleport over here. You can see that attack is what that Trigger is doing to my grave mook. Still alive. The boss is. This bee is. Let's go this bee. Let's fight another shard storm. Really filling up that area with walls. And my skeletons will clear them out. Last one. Ooh, boost to Foom forever. That's a good one. We like Foom. Another champion. Have some more grave mooks. So as you can see, this is kind of where the game gets pretty easy. just have the Grave Moose go around and kill things for me while I cast Shard Storm over and over. Again, I still have to be careful. It's not a consequence-free environment. But the rest of our skill points are going to go to Cadillac skills, like stuff we don't really need. Ooh, that's a tier 3 staff. That'll be useful. Whoa! That's a surprising number of enemies. Oh, and a book. We like books. Let's fire some Grave Mooks again. Having all of my dudes act and then all of their dudes act kind of slows everything down a little bit. And that's going to get worse. The next skill I'm going to take actually is going to spawn dead pulses when I damage a boss. Real armor. Well, we have base real armor, but this will give us another skill point in real armor, which I think just unlocks an ability. It might be a passive. Yeah, it's a passive. This is probably the least useful armor passive. Less than 20% of my maximum health, you get an extra action. I'm really hoping not to get taken to less than 20% of my max health, ever. If that's going on, that means I've made a mistake. It happens, but rarely. It is a nice bonus. The trouble is, I'm usually panicking if it ever comes up, so I don't even know that it's going on, and usually it accidentally happens. Oh, shucks. Let's drink another potion. Would such a build be viable? I don't know. I don't know if this game is that deep. Maybe. The damage output is so swingy, it's hard to say. Ah, jeez. Can't catch a break. We're gonna teleport. And we'll make some Grave Mooks. Just ignoring this enemy. Go get her. That's why you're here. Oh, that's a funny item. I'll look at that. I just dropped. That is a shield. The True Tower Shield. It's a shield that shapes like a tower. I see some stuff here. There's probably a teleporter to that. Or a hidden door or something. Whoops. Oh dear. More secrets. Secret money. I like money. Oh, here's the enemy. I told you about this already, Chris. This is called a Beholder. Which is, of course, a floating orb with one eye and a mouth and lots of little eye stalks. And it casts lots of magic. But when you kill it, a bunch of bees pop out, because it's a bee holder. Get it? This is a clever game. Well, looks like we got this floor too, with the exception of whatever's over here. I don't think anybody's going to notice this little game. Especially, isn't that covered under fair use? It's a parody, right? Like, it's definitely not seriously using that enemy. I don't know how copyright law works. Alright, last floor, still dangerous. Ooh! A Purplonian! Or a cultist. A cultist. These are the main bad guys. Usually we don't run into them this early. Well, that guy hits really hard. We should be careful. We might be in over our heads again. This guy's just standing up to everything. Ha ha ho! Hello. Have some skeletons. Holy cow. So that was our extra action. We're in trouble. I think we're going to make a quick escape. And I think we're going to do that. Gosh, I hope this works. We're going to teleport. Oh, I can't teleport. Oh, dear Lord. What do I do? I can use a teleport scroll. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drink a healing potion. I might drink a champion potion. That's probably a good plan. Champion potion. Okay. Then I'm going to use a teleport scroll if I have one. I really hope I do. Okay, combat blinking. It's going to seem really weird. I guess I can just walk to the steps here. I'm worried that one of those archers is going to hit me. I guess it's the only thing I can do. Well, let's do it and hope for the best. Here we go. One step. Oh, we had an extra action! That actually saved our ass here. That's fantastic. There. That's a funny situation. So we triggered their passive, which we just got. Gave us the extra action, which let us walk to the stair and escape. Boy, that was lucky. Alright, we're leaving. This is over our heads right now. We'll go use our turn in our gear and level up and stuff. Oh, maybe I just noticed the secret for that area. First of all, there's something here. Loafers. Teleportal, the Hall of Champions. So, some of the hidden things in the dungeons are useful things, like you saw the money room or the wells. We've seen a lot of wells this game. And some of them are combat challenges, like this Hall of Champions, which we're absolutely not going to do right now. In fact, in our playthrough, I'm going to avoid all of this kind of stuff, because they are a lot ahead of the difficulty of the dungeon, and we're kind of pushing for a fast playthrough, so we're playing dungeons that are very difficult compared to our level. So we would probably die very quickly if we went into any of them, even with our crazy broken build. So that's what this is, though. This would be a big area with... I mean, the teleporter will send you over here. And be a big area with a bunch of tough enemies in it. Alright, back to the overworld. So I noticed on my reviewing my last streams that I kept saying we're going back to town when we head back to the academy, and I should be careful about that because the academy and town are very distinct things in this game. There are towns. I don't think I've actually been in a town in this playthrough yet, but this is the academy, not the same as town. This is where we get our stuff, trade our stuff for skill points and identify and whatnot. And there are towns where you can actually purchase things. And a little bit later, we'll probably be purchasing some books from towns. Or potions, maybe. Right now, we don't really care about them. So I just identified everything. Let's see if we got any of those rings that I want. We got one of them. So you can see this has a very useful skill. 1% of max mana on kill, and 1 mana a turn. And we like that better than our secret starter ring because we're using the Shard Storm. And that means that while I'm walking around, I'll be recovering mana and usually can fire it whenever I'm about to get into a situation. 2 is better than 1 though, so we're going to look out for 2. Anything else we want here? Not really. We have some cursed gear. Let's eat that. So there, if you can see, if you look in the, what do you call that, log down here, it says, I ate the curses infested my inventory, I took 3 damage, and the residual energy increased my max health by 5. So that's the point of eat curse. That's what you want. It's not often that happens. It's rare, random and rare. I don't know what, if anything, causes it. Alright, we're already using those bracers. And the chest card. So that's tier 3 gear. No, it might not. It might just be tier 2. Boy, I don't see any defense upgrades here. Why am I taking so much damage? That's strange. It might. I don't know. You know, I do it sort of this way. Whenever I'm in town, I use it. It's actually happened a lot lately, but earlier it seemed to be pretty rare as I played the game. So this is a tier 3 staff, which we're probably going to use when we have more enchant scrolls. It's also frostbound, which I'm not crazy about. Ooh, we might actually switch to this. It's frostbound, which I'm not crazy about, but it does have the defense bonus, ignoring the 11% of incoming damage, and we can enchant it to be useful. So this guy also has a defense bonus. It's lower spell power than we have, but it's got 2d4 poison damage, and sometimes fills enemies with strong poison. So I'm going to lock that. I'm not sure if that's what I want. 2d4 cold damage. Stamina on kill. We don't use stamina in this build at all. So things that boost stamina will never be useful to us. We don't have any... Wow, I got 5 of these things? So let me see if we got any enchant scrolls. Just fortify armor still. We're a little behind curve on our enchant scrolls here. That's kind of strange. So we didn't upgrade our gear much. Oh, let's melt it all down. That's a little worrisome based on the large amounts of damage I was taking. Oh, sorry, Chris, I missed your question. Yes, there is a... Well, no, I lie. I take that back. The only thing you can store is legendary items in the Academy Vault. But I think there's no limit to your inventory, so hypothetically I could just hang on to everything. But that's just a pain in the neck. Soon, getting like 5 life at a time won't be very useful anyway. So again, we're all about strength and foom, with a couple of points in science. So, that ordinary dungeon was overwhelming, although we did gain a level, so things might be more approachable now. I might go to that other tower that was previously dangerous. It's still dangerous. I'm a little worried about going into a dangerous tower, too. I'm going to take a peek around to see if there's anything more appealing than these things. And get into random encounters a bunch. So that's not much up there. Check out down here. We're running into this mountain wall that has kind of been arresting our progress down here. It's been kind of annoying. Stupid encounters. Wrong type of dungeon. Yeah, that ring is already making a huge difference. Now I always have mana when I start a fight. That's dangerous already. So this is one of these mountain encounters that I always thought was kind of silly, because they start you right on the edge, so you can just kind of walk off. Which I prefer. I'm never going to engage in a random encounter if I can avoid it. More dangerous. Okay, so this is where we're going. The mountain fortress. That's our next major objective. But again, I want to be at least 9. 8 if I have really good gear. The way things are going, I might wait till I'm 10. The trick is, there's a lot of unavoidable combat in there, and I don't want to be too high level so that I'm not just wasting my time going through there, so that I'm still getting drops and stuff. Which I think the max I can do is 10. And I'll probably gain a level while in there, so that's why I usually start at 9. we might be going to this tower. Well, I'm nervous, but I guess we can beat a hasty retreat if we get in trouble, like we did for that dungeon. Problem with the tower is they have lots of casters in them. Problem with casters is the icy ones are resistant to our weapons. So we actually have to use our spells to fight them, which is annoying. Maybe I'll buy the other fire spell next. That makes it a little easier. It's a little easier to hit with than the one I'm using. So you can hit anywhere in a straight line and even bounce it off a wall once. It's a useful skill. It's a little more costly than the one I have. It also sets a target on fire. I don't like this champion enemy. Get him, Grave Mooks. Yeah. Oh boy. I'm gonna take a potion. Alright, so she killed the one that's in a straight line, so I'm going to start frying her. Which is what I wanted to do. This is a tough dungeon. I killed that one. Oh well. Tough fight. I complained about archers lately. I hate archers. I'll throw some Grave Mooks. Oh, those weren't real enemies. Ha! That was a waste. I hate archers because they tend to fire immediately upon seeing you before you can really fire at them. I don't hate casters. They are some of the tougher enemies in the game. It's just a little frustrating when your best gear has a bad element, which is kind of the situation I'm in right now. Ultimately, we want to use... Oh, jeez. Champion Archer. Ultimately, we want to use a... Starlight-powered weapon. That's going to be the best for us long-term. But it's pretty good short term too, so keep an eye out for that. Man, these champion archers. I do have a lot of stuff in my inventory. Well, I never, under any circumstance, clear out consumables. As one wouldn't, right? So, they tend to stack up. I'm having trouble getting powers for my necromancy. They're called dead pulses. That's what they call them. I'm seeing some good gear drop here, so this might be a good upgrade for us. Yeah, you do. You actually have to pick them up, which is part of the problem I've been running into. I've been killing things far away. Also, the Necromancer casters, which are the green guys, I just killed one of them. They can detonate dead pulses. So, they tend to get scarcer when they're around. And they only last, like, I don't know, 10 rounds. So you gotta pick them up quickly. Alright, gained a level. So what did I say? Our build plan is... Our build plan is to take the second tier of liberally forbidden arts. And we do that, as I said before, because it makes a dead pulse spawn when you damage a champion. Which is great if you're in like a boss fight and you use your dead pulses, you can start collecting them again to maybe use them again in a boss fight. So that's super useful. But since I'm stuck with the ice staff for now, I might actually take the second tier skill in Fulminology, which is a more versatile fire attack. So I think that's what I'm going to do. That's also useful because that's going to increase our mana pool a little bit. And it's also going to, I think, increase our resists. That might be in my head. That might be these tiers. Yeah, these tiers increase your resists. But anyway, let's take this. Searing Ray. So just to show you what that does, I can take that and target at a distance anywhere, and it bounces off a wall once. The further it is away from you, the less damage it does, but it's going to be really useful for targeting these stupid ice casters in this zone. So it does a little damage at range, and it also causes a burn effect, which is handy. Whoops. I just spawned a skeleton army on the other side of that wall. That's not going to help. All gonna crawl through that poison gas and just die. Aha! So here's the perfect situation. Oh, it's another one of those ice ladies, but I can hit her at an odd angle now. And deal more damage. That's a higher level ice lady. That's a little worrisome. set her on fire. That's weird. She seemed to be less resistant to ice than the normal ones. Poisoned. Gonna take more potions. Take more potions. Oh, this guy's powerful. One more. Do that. There you go. I hope I'm not getting these advertising legendaries instead of actual legendaries. That would be sad. I'm probably not. They're dropping far more frequently than regular legendaries would. So I've got a higher level trickster caster. You an actual archer? Nope. You are, though. Yeah, I'll show you real quick. In my inventory, is it a trinket? What is it? Let's see if I can find it. It should be quick to find because it's a flash thing. So these have been dropping, and this is just an advertisement. I guess the guy who wrote the music for this game is involved in another kickstarting game? Oh, looks like it was kickstarted. And this is just like, hey, pay attention to this game. So it's kind of cool. A nice thing that the guys who run this game did for him. Let's get some more Grey Mooks in here. But they seem to have no other purpose, so they're just dead drops. This guy's giving me trouble. What's real is anything? Ah! Whoa, whoa, whoa! You did that thing again. Oh boy. I had a lot of close calls tonight. Let's take a champion potion and teleport the F out of here. I am poisoned. I wonder if that's enough to kill me. I only have 21 life. I do have an extra action, so I might take a cure poison potion as well. I think that'll work. Teleport. I'm even gonna walk around the corner. Alright. We're back in business. Wish you could make more skeletons. I can make a few. Not as much as I'd like, though. These dudes are just everywhere. Let's set half of you on fire. Also, apparently, my Grey Mook. Well, I may have to eat those words. I think that skill saved my butt twice tonight. I said it was useless because I'm usually not supposed to get into a situation where it triggers. But, in part because we've just had some weird level generation, and in part because I'm playing a little sloppy. I've been having some close calls. Just makes it more exciting. I make it look like super easy, because like, oh, you know, they hit you and you go down to like 30 life, but you survive every time. That's not usually how it goes. But people who are watching my streams will think that's how this game plays. Aha! I thought that was a champion. I need to be careful. She could pose a challenge. Is my teleport recovered? Yes. I might distract her with a Decoymans. Let's see what that does. Alright, you pay attention to that for a while. While I set you on fire. Oops. And the Decoymans, apparently. That's a little worrisome. Can I finish her before she finishes me is the question. More worrisome. Can I teleport is the question. I'll have to use a scroll to do this. Combat blinking, the most useful scroll. Alright, she's down and I'm not dead. I'll blow up her little summoned creation here. Or it'll just time out. The other reason I don't love dealing with casters is because I'm early enough in the game that I haven't really had the opportunity to work on my resists much. So I have some by naturally being a caster class, but resists... Ah, shoot. Damaged again. Resists mostly come from enchants, and I haven't been doing a lot of enchanting. Doing, and maybe we'll throw some skeletons at this again. Skeletons solve a lot of problems. When in doubt, throw some skeletons at it. I struggled. I tried playing melee characters a couple of times. The difficulty is not really the ranged combat, it's that the mobility skills are super crucial. And melee guys get a little bit of mobility skills, but not nearly as much as ranged characters. But people do it, and they love it, so there must be something to it. Melee classes, some of them have a lot of big AoE attacks nearby, I mean at close range. archer's gonna kill me if I'm not careful. I need to get his attention. We'll do that with a decoy means. So he's gonna do an OP attack here in a second. Like that. That's what I was trying to avoid getting hit by. He's got a lot of health. More skeletons. Go, skeleton army. So yeah, prior to the Wizardman's rework, which sort of led me to this particular build, I did a lot of a combination melee and archery build that was similar, but not identical. I had a lot of success with that. But yeah, with the Shardstorm and all the new skills for the wizard, it's super crazy. And there's no reason I wouldn't do that. I used to take a lot of advantage of the Herald tier. What the Herald does is it summons class summons banners that do little AoE boosts or debuffs. So that was a good pairing with the archery type, and at first with the caster type, but they eventually patched it. One of the sort of broken things I was taking advantage of that is the banners used to be impassable, so you could use it to stick some enemies in a hallway or in a room, and they couldn't get out. And that was a really good way to manage getting surrounded and stuff like that. Well, this is a really good time for me to have that necromancy skill that I just decided not to take. Oops, and I did the thing. I was trying not to show this off. If you start a Searing Ray attack and then change your mind, the effect stays around forever. Sorry, games authors. I didn't mean to show off your bugs. No, that's a good point, Chris. Absolutely. Well, one of the things I said about this game is what I'm doing now, the one-man's run, is a really fun challenge. And if I accidentally die, it'll be really sad because I feel like you get so much more power on your subsequent playthroughs that the game becomes much, much easier, especially if you know what you're doing a little bit. Oh no! That's not what you want. What do I do here? I use liberally Dungeonmans. We're using the Dungeonmans because we have no dead pulses. And they get the Dungeonmans. Let's see if another Dungeonmans will work. Not so into this one, huh? Yeah, so all of your proofs of strength stay at the academy, which means your next guy gets a bunch of stat points right out of the gate. And all of your academy upgrades stay, of course. And you can store items. Sorry, I'm taking a health potion here. I'm talking and idly scrolling through my status. You can store items at the academy that can be traded for gear. that sort of starts you off really a lot more powerful. And there's a couple other ways you could benefit too. Like if your character's level 10, when they die, they might come back as a ghost professor, and they can teach skills to new characters. Or, if you have your library maxed out, you actually spawn with a bunch of books, which just teach random skills. Oof, this is another close call we're having here. I'm going to really wish I had skeletons. I use more combat blinking. How about now? We go for Decoymans now? That would be nice. I would like you to attack the Decoymans instead of me. Not gonna cooperate, are ya? I'm thinking how to get out of this bind. Use another potion. Do I have any champion potions? Maybe it's time to do a champion potion. I have one. I think I should use it. Can't afford to lose. Alright, here we go. Now we'll use the scroll of blinking. Here. Got that guy. That'll help. Well, let's set this lady on fire. Oops, another one came out. That's not good. One more should do it. Okay, I think we're out of trouble. Keep getting a lot of close calls, though. I said in the description I'm going to show how to really break this game, and anybody who's watching the YouTube videos are going to think I don't know what I'm doing. Because I keep cutting everything so close. Which I'm okay with. I'm not an expert gamer by any means. I got one dead pulse. Alright, so you go for... Again, Decoymans. Open campfire. Now I can. That guy's much easier than the ice caster. Let's see what we got in the last room. And again, we're on the treasure room of the tower, and the next floor is the boss, and we're not going to fight the boss because we're barely getting through these treasure rooms. So, wouldn't want that to happen. Oh good, an easy guy. That's what we want. I have a Decoymans. Alright, so tower, at least as much as we're doing it, is complete. We are level 9 now. So I'm going to go back to town and gear up, and maybe... Let's see, it's just a little before 10 o'clock my time. Maybe we'll go try to do the story dungeon. That could go a little long. I don't know how much you guys want to stick with me. But in terms of dungeons we could go to, I don't really have much alternative right now. Based on how the overworld spawned, I don't think there's too many places more I could go before we proceed. So I'm going for it. Stick it out if you like. If not, you can catch up on YouTube or whatever. It might go quickly. You never know. Did I say town again? You're right. I'm going back to the academy. Alright. Relics. Identify stuff. So yeah, I mentioned last time, as we fight things, our museum is going to start to fill in with information about them, so just check in. Wow, there's still not a lot here. Kind of surprises me. Alright. Nope. Don't melt it down, we need to look at it first. Let's see what we got. Some good stuff I can tell already. This is all crap. Another cursed gear. 15 spell power is better than what we got. So this is better gear in general. I'll put that on. It has no enchantment, but maybe we'll enchant it with some of those scrolls we have. Oh, here's one that is enchanted. No, I lie, that's what we just took off. This is also better gear. We're just not seeing a lot of armor drop. I think that's the trouble we're running into right now. Dreadcrafted cane. More frostbound. That's so sad. I don't want frostbound. How's our enchant scrolls? Now, 1 fortify weapon. 6 fortify armor. So let's start putting some... Oops. Let's start putting some minor enchants on the gear we're going to use for a while. So that's that guy. That changed my purple resist, which is not really useful. We'll do the boots. Dodge and block. Dodge is useful, block is not for me. I'll put a minor enchantment on the gloves. Oh heck, I'll do the shoulders and the helm too. Well, I only have 2, so we'll do the gloves and shoulders. More dodge, that is useful. And more parry, which is not useful. But now everything's got an enchant on it, all except the helm. We might be replacing that soon. Let's eat our curses. Nom nom. Let's spend our... Oops, let's melt our crap down. And spend our stats. It's not bad. So, story-wise, had I ever listened to the headmaster at the beginning of the game, he says that we're trying to find the source of the scourge that is plaguing this land or whatever, and that is the dreaded Purplonians. Purplonians are sort of like Cthulhu-esque, extraterrestrial, evil, awful creatures. So our first objective is to figure out where the Purplonians are, and he suggests we head down south and to the east, and doing so will take you to this mountain fortress. So let's hope my resists are good enough to deal with the stupid kobold or scrobold casters in this fortress, because there might be a few more close calls if not. This is one such caster, and they can deal lots of damage if you're not careful. So I'm actually going to lead with a Searing Ray and see what I can do with that. We'll do it again. Double Searing Ray. No, I wasn't being silly. That's actually a thing in the game. What do I want to do here? He's about to drop rocks on my head. If I walk here, he won't. And then if I teleport, he won't again. But if I take a step, I can't afford to teleport. If I take a step, I'm going to get hit. And I can't step anywhere, I'm not going to get hit a lot, so we just step and hope for the best. I didn't get hit at all, that's amazing. Well, that caster is done. So these casters, they have this drop the rocks on your head ability. I don't, maybe it's been adjusted, because that didn't affect me like it did prior to the recent patch. So they cast a spell, and there's a couple of red squares on the ground, and you have 1 round to get away from them. But previously they did splash damage. It looked like that didn't do any splash damage, so I don't know if that's something that got patched. That would be nice. Dodging the squares is really easy, and dodging the splash damage was always a risk. I guess we'll find out together. One of the interesting elements of not streaming very regular when there's patches in between sessions. So the Mountain Fortress is also a fixed layout. It is kind of lengthy, which is why I wasn't sure I wanted to start it tonight, but we're going for it. Help me, Grave Mooks. So I'm gonna teleport away from this. AoE. So, we'll do an experiment here. So he has targeted me with this drop the rocks on your head skill. I'm just going to step right here. And I took no splash damage. So maybe the splash damage is gone. And that makes this much less scary encounter. Oh, that's so great. That's so great. I can't even tell you. I don't think I've ever been killed by it, but it's always a very harrowing thing. So this actually might be super easy now instead. What are those? Those are something I want. That was a legendary item that didn't show up. Oh, it's not identified. Or where is it? Where? Bracers of Bouncing Foom Bolts. Those are gloves with 67 spell power, 6 foom, and my foom bolts bounce to a second target. That's kind of amazing. We're gonna put them on. Oh, one thing I should mention while we have our inventory up here, and I'm just glancing at it. I don't know what this slot is for. I've never been able to put anything in it. Maybe it's not for anything. Who knows? Oh wow, that is super broken. It's gonna be way more broken with our build, because we are very Bolt of Boom centered. I think this game just got even easier. Whoops. Well, that time I just walked into the AoE, so that one's on me. Of course, we still don't do fire damage or damage that cryo mistresses aren't super resistant to, so I will still have to cast. I have never seen a belt in this game, so that's a myth. There is no such thing. Unless I don't know what a belt is. I just got a book. More cryo skills. We have our cryo skills maxed out, so we'll turn that into our academy to upgrade our library. That's so broken. I feel overpowered. Yeah, it's the one I always use, and it's the one Shardstorm casts also. So I think it basically doubles my damage output, which was already doubled, you know, as long as I'm in a group. But seriously, I just like the sound of it. The double hit when it fires off. So that might give us a chance to push a little further than we normally would. Famous last words, right? Stupid archers. So, that pool was Vitamin D. Vitamin D boosts your stats by 10 until it runs out. I feel silly. Let's see if I have a... I usually don't at this point. I think they made that a much rarer drop. There's a scroll you can use. Yeah, I don't have it. That creates champions out of normal enemies. And usually I use it when it used to be a common drop. I used to use it right in this room because there's a lot of little scroll balls in here and they're easy to fight. So I made a bunch of champions to get a bunch of extra proofs of strength. That dude's got tons of life. That's a lot of life, dude. 1800, huh? He is Zigrak the Rage, the Ancient King. Ancient King is a higher tier champion enemy. You can tell by the purple aura. Whoops! What happened there? I just took a lot of damage for reasons that are not clear to me. So I'm gonna drink a potion and teleport. Getting cocky with all these foom bolts jumping around here. Let's do this. Since I don't know what goes on, what went on, I'm going to make some skeletons. Since there appear to be a lot of dead pulses here anyway. So it says it bounces. It looks like... Oh, I see. It looks like it uses line of sight check for the bounce, but the effect makes it look like I just fired two. I mean, I'm shooting around corners there, so clearly something's going on. So glad they changed that particle effect, or that spell. A lot of hidden stuff in here. But I think the checks to find it are really low, because you almost always notice it. I should be careful. Let's summon some skeletons. Glad I didn't eat that. The reason I did that is champion archers have that skill that kind of look like a laser blast there that can deal a lot of damage to my build, because it's a physical attack, which I'm usually able to avoid by being ranged to everything. Of course, archers can overcome that pretty easily. Boy, like all of these wells are positive. Stupid archers. I think I found something secret in the next room. There it is. That was not interesting. I've already been there. Here too. Haven't been up there. I didn't actually hit her with that. Okay, that's where I came in, so we'll peek in here. Kill these ninja. And move along. Man, I was worried. Our loot was not great until we got those gloves. That is such a big swing. And we're level 10! So we're actually going to get that necromancy skill that we put off now, which is this guy, Mana Bones. So what this does is when we pick up a dead pulse, that turn we have a big damage boost. And that's not going to mean a whole lot to that, to me, because I don't pay attention to really when I pick up the dead pulses. But it also means that when we damage a champion, such as in, for example, the boss of this Mountain Stronghold, it will drop dead pulses, which we can collect and use to power our Grave Mooks. So that's next. We'll take that. Spending this whole combat dodging. catch a break. Let's bamf out of here. Careful, careful. Took a lot of damage just then. There must be a lot of these casters around. They're just not giving me a breather here. Let me send some skeletons after them. Since I can't seem to find them. Oh, more foam! That's great. That's great. This has been a lucrative run of this particular dungeon, I think. So I didn't even think about this effect, but because the bolts of foam also recover my mana, shooting the extra one a turn recovers it really fast. Those are some good gloves. I think we're nearly done with this, or most of the way through it anyway. This dungeon was much longer at one point, and actually got patched to be shorter. It was kind of painfully long. That was a good patch, in my opinion. Oh, my resistances are down. That's unfortunate. Hopefully won't encounter anything before that matters. Actually, I think there's 2 casters in this room right here. Yep. A book! On the floor? Leather Rebel! Hey! We'll use that. That'll teach us to use leather armor. Or medium armor, I guess. Which is good when we're crossing a gear tier. So like when I start to see tier 4 gear, for example, then I can equip stuff from either my preferred armor style, which is the heavy armors, or if the first things I find are medium armors, I'll equip those as well now. Handy that. Especially because at the end of this dungeon you are guaranteed a handful of tier 4 gear drops. But you're not guaranteed that they're going to be useful to your build. So that'll make me a little more able to take advantage of those. What we always hope for, of course, in those drops is we want a staff. Any staff will do. That's what we want. But you can't always get what you want. Sometimes you get what you need. This might be it, actually. Nope, one more exterior. Resource recovery. See, the key to coming in here at level 9, the importance of that is, like all those champions I've been fighting, they're still dropping proofs of strength. And if you're too high level, which is probably 11 in this case, they won't. Then you just waste a lot of time in here. So we are simultaneously going through this dungeon and grinding. So I think this is it. Let's proceed. Yeah, okay. So now we find this dude, Mazzik the Grieving. And he shouts out a challenge. He says, you lazy bandit curs, look! Why did we spend all this gold building a mountain fortress if we can't stop one B-tier sellsword from sauntering up and knocking on our doors, and so forth and so on? And you get to respond back. You say, "Did you just call me B-tier? Or there's gonna be tears rolling down your fat face when I'm done spanking you." And this one's, "You're gonna get beat here." Well, okay, hold on, that kind of rhymes. So you can fail to make a good comeback. I'm gonna say there's gonna be tears rolling down his face, and then you get a little champion boost just for taunting at the beginning of this fight. So I'm gonna throw some skeletons at him. We're gonna fire our shard storm. I'm gonna get out of the way of his big ranged attack. which I might not be able to completely do because he gets to act an extra time every 4 rounds or so. So he might just hit me with one of those. It's kind of like insult sword fighting. It's just the intro to this fight. Alright. So now, I'm going to debuff him and hold him in place. And then we're going to just collect all these, what do you call them? Dead pulses, so we can do that again. Oops, he got free. Time to teleport. Throw some more skeletons at him. And this is sort of what we're going to do. We're going to just keep our shard storms up, keep throwing skeletons at him, periodically debuffing him. He has much less hit points than he used to, which is good because this fight used to kind of be a slog. Okay, we probably won't get to hit him with skeletons anymore. On account of we're low on dead pulses, and well, I guess I can use a combat blinking scroll. This mobility is so important. Over here, collecting some dead pulses. Whoops! We just got hit really hard. Do we have any more champion potions? Looks like no, so we'll use a healing potion. Ah, gosh! That skill fired again. Over and over! I'm combat blinking. Okay, my shard storm is up. There he is. Can I pin him again yet? Yes. And he'll be dead momentarily. Okay, so he runs away. And he warns you about the Master, and then gives you a map to the Dread Spire. I'm going to say, you know, maybe I'm overstepping my bounds here, but you really don't seem like you're into this 100%. And he says, well, I'm bound to a greater cause. Whether I'm into it or not is of no consequence. And he wants to have an alpaca farm. So, and then you can say, he could be Mazzik the Weaving instead of Mazzik the Grieving. So there's the map. Now we know where the Dreadful Spire is, which is where the end of this game occurs. And we go over here, and there's a bunch of chests that drop tier 4 gear, which is fantastic. It looks like we dropped useful stuff. And that means we're halfway done. I think it also means I'm going to go back to the academy, not back to town, and identify my stuff and swap my gear out and call it a night. Looks like we're on track. Maybe. I said I was going to do this in 4 streams, so that's looking possible. The trouble is, the Dread Spire, the last zone, is quite long, sort of like that intermediate zone we just went through. And one of the things in the patch notes was that they fixed the bosses in there, and when they say this, I wasn't even aware that there were supposed to be bosses in there. It's broken up into little sort of subsections, and you go through a subsection, and at the end of each subsection was a pile of loot. Well, apparently that pile of loot was supposed to be a boss. So it's going to be harder than the last time I was there, and I don't know how. We'll find out together. But that's probably not next stream, but the stream after that would be my best guess. And we might actually take 2 streams to finish up the Dreadspire, because as I said, it's kind of long. So, oh wow, this is great. Rocket Surgeon is a good bonus. Gives you skills in Foom. And this is Tier 4 Heavy Armor. That's fantastic. Put that on right away. Let's see what else we got. So that's Tier 4 Light Armor. I'm going to hang on to that in case I can get something that will let me use it. That's Tier 3 Medium Armor with a Stat-tastic buff, which is plus a little bit to all of my stats here. I think I'm going to put that on even though it's not as good for reducing damage as my Tier 2 Crusader's Mantle. But it does have a lot better dodge. Yeah, we'll put that on. What we have is better. Tier 4 Fumanite. I don't know how to say this word. This word has come up in this game and also in Neo recently. Suneate? Is that how you say that? S-U-N-E-A-T-E? Whatever. It's better than what we got. Put that on too. We got some really good gear. This is actually Tier 3 Heavy Armor, which boosts Science and Foom, but not Strength. That's still probably better. I'll put that on. Alright. Good start. Let's see. I did see we got a Tier 4... Wow. Our luck is really off the charts here. We got a Tier 4 staff, and it's Starfallen, meaning it does the star damage that the rest of the game is going to be good for the rest of the game. So we're going to equip that, and we're going to look for some... hang on a second. You just did something interesting, Chris. Let me allow this. My Twitch chat asked me if I should allow that message. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Yeah, I knew they were a samurai thing, so I just don't know how to pronounce the word. So anyway, we got this star-powered staff, which is going to be amazing. We're going to put it on right away. It's going to deal star damage out of the gate, which means we'll have no problem dealing with those pesky ice casters anymore. Yeah, I have no idea. Ice casters won't be resistant to our damage, and Purplonians, which are the primary enemy we'll encounter towards the end of the game, are weak to it. So that's awesome. And it has a little boost to strength, and it also deals purple damage naturally. So that's great in every possible way, pretty much. We're going to put that on. Anything else going on here? This is a Tier 4 two-handed sword. That's too bad. We're actually going to take... We're going to take a skill in a couple of levels that will let us equip a sword in addition to our staff. And we're not going to do melee attacks much, so that's not going to be super helpful, but we could grab a sword that boosts our stats or deals extra damage, like this one here does bonus spell power, so I'm just going to hang on to that for a while. And we'll eat our curses. Nom nom. Now, because all the gear I have now is really good, the only scrolls I'm going to use on it are Strengthenized scrolls, which are the most powerful versions of the enchant scrolls, and it looks like I don't have any of them. I just have fortifies. So I'm not actually going to use any scrolls for now. I suppose I could enchant my helmet, but the helmet probably will get replaced soon. I hope. So yeah, pretty sizable gear upgrade just then. Oh, so for example, Chris, we can upgrade our starting gear using these resources we've been collecting, and then your characters start with better gear. There's a lot of little ways you can improve subsequent characters, but again, if we have a subsequent character, it means I effed up. So we're hoping not to do that. The reason I would do that, or not, the reason I would save them is if I find a less than ideal piece of good gear, I could use it on them, for example. Good progress tonight. Let me see. Maybe I need to save game and quit. I thought that's what I did last week. Our save getting screwed up was actually fortuitous, though, because as I said, I thought I melted down a bunch of useful stuff, and that was recovered somehow. But anyway, we're calling it a night. Thanks for sticking around with me. More Dungeonmans probably next week. We'll go finish that first tower that we started for sure. We'll probably go finish the regular dungeon that we started. I don't know if we'll do the second tower yet. Probably after both of those I'll be another level higher, and then I can. Good night all.